Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Shirley Bags LLC. Glad to see you. Glad you could be here. Glad you can join me. So let's get back into it. So previously on my channel, I talked about marketing, branding, target markets. I talked about the competitive advantage. Today, I want to talk a little bit about the comparative advantage and another term that I learned in school, Strayer University. So let's talk about marketing. Just a recap. Marketing, getting your products and services, out to the customer. So getting your products and services out to the customer, that's marketing. So in other words, if I get my products and services out to my customer, so in other words, make my products and services available to the customer. Make the customers aware of what I have or what I offer in my business. I offer book bags. So this marketing. So when I talk about my product, when I show my product, so when I talk about my products and services, when I show my product, when I talk about my products and services, that's marketing. So I have that color. So like I said, marketing. When I talk about my products and services, just a quick recap. I talk about my products and services, so, that's marketing. That's marketing. So then the other term, so whatever products I have, when I talk about my products, and services, when I show my products and services, I'm talking about my products. I don't have no services yet, but when I'm talking about my products and showing you what they look like, I'm showing you the benefits you could get from my products, then this is all part of marketing. I have my stuff on a social media site. I have a billboard. I have text message marketing. I have email marketing. I have text message marketing. Whatever I'm marketing in my business. I have puzzles for kids. That's if I was marketing these, but I'm not. Just to show, so whatever I have in my business, coloring books the kids can learn from, So it's marketing. When I'm talking about my products, I'm showing my products, I'm showing you what I have, I'm showing you what I have available in my business. That's part of marketing. So then, also next, when I say branding, I talked about branding. So branding, when you put everything together in this particular ball, which is your business, a representation of your business. And, whatever you put in is going to determine what you get out. So then when you brand also at the same time, you want to create that distinguishable mark, which is your logo. So, and then I had some other ones printed up. So these are thank you cards that you go to Vistaprint and go to Vistaprint, you design them how you want them, and then Vistaprint will print them up. So I have those. And also, so this is my distinguishable mark. Yeah, my distinguishable mark, my logo. So these are my hang tags. So if somebody orders something, so this is my logo on here which represents my distinguishable mark. So in other words, you go to Walmart, Kmart, Target, Nike, any other brand. So your business is your brand is your business. So you go to any of them brands, their distinguishable mark will be different from mine. Their trademark, their trade name, their logo. So you go to Kmart, you're looking at the front of the store, and you see Kmart, you see how they had their logo, their trademark, their trade name. You see that, you see the certain business colors. So all businesses have certain business colors. My business colors are blue. No, not blue. My business colors are pink and blue. Yeah. So, yep. My business colors are going to be pink and blue, or even just pink. But so there's marketing, branding. So then we talked about marketing. I talked about marketing, branding. Then I talked about target markets. So target market. So who are you going to target to purchase your products and services, or your products? If you don't have any services, so who are you targeting? Who are you targeting to purchase your items? Where is your target market? Who is your target market? So where is your target market? Who is your target market? So is your target market on social media? So is your target market, so see how this falls? It lets you see the length of the book bag. So who are you going to target to purchase your products and services? Or to me, I just have products at this time. So the same goes for these shades. Like I said, if I was marketing these shades, I'm talking about them. I'm telling you, I would tell you the benefits of these shades. Talking about them. So anytime you talk about your product, there's marketing. But I'm talking about target market right now. But the same, so my target market. My target market is wherever you think your target market would be. I guess you would have it's good to have a target marketing strategy as well. So you might have a target marketing department. You have a marketing department. Why not have a target marketing department? Have a target marketing department where you can have, certain people in this business can help pull in those customers. So when you're offering products and services, letting the people know what are the benefits of these products and services to you if you purchase, as opposed to going to my competitors. So that's the target marketing. Then we talk about, I talked about the competitive advantage. So the competitive advantage, when I have that competitive advantage, because I can outperform my competitors. My products and services are better looking, more beneficial to the customer. So that gives me that competitive advantage. My products and services are at a lower cost, at a more convenient location. I'm on social media when they are not on social media. I'm on social media marketing my products and services, but they are not. They're not on social media marketing their products and services, so these are. So, in other words, what are the benefits of your products? What are the benefits of your products and services that the competitors don't have? So these are so these are the black ones. So these can be boys, men, women, anybody want to buy. So competitive advantage. The competitive advantage. What else? What give these bags right here? What gives these bags? I guess I would say a better look. What gives these bags, or what makes these bags better looking, more beneficial to the competitor? So I want to maintain that competitive advantage. I want to draw as many customers to my brand as I can. So these right here, these will be for men and women, for boys as well. So, and I have a whole stack of these. I have a whole box of these. So these are the black ones, but I don't want to take them out. As you can see, the black ones. What are the benefits? So how can I persuade the customer to purchase from my brand as opposed to going to my competitors? So I want to maintain that competitive advantage. Like I said, I want to make my products and services, or my products, more impressive. I want to make them more impressive to my customer. I want to make my products and services more impressive, more beneficial to the customer. I want to make my products more beneficial. So I let the customer know that, hey, you can get more stuff in my bags as opposed to purchasing from my competitors. And then you have quality material. So these are polyester and they are not going to tear. So that is a couple of the benefits my product does have. And then, so you have more stuff that you can get in. And look, you got a big pocket right here as opposed to going to my competitor's brand. So like I said, these are polyester. And these can be boys, girls, men, anybody. So these are the all-purpose book bags. So all-purpose book bags. Yeah, so I have to maintain that competitive advantage, I have to have quality products and services, or in my case, just quality products. I have to have, like I said, these are made of polyester. They won't tear. So they will not tear. They're not going to tear. So you can wear these day, night, anywhere you go. You're going on the beach, you're going to school. So book bags are not only just made for school. You know, anybody, you know, I love a good book bag. So like I said, that's the competitive advantage. And then let's talk about the comparative advantage. So these bags right here are very nice. So talking about the comparative advantage, these are little kids bags. So we're talking about the comparative advantage. So the comparative advantage, that means that I have products or services that are unmatched. Compared to the competitors, I have something that's unmatched. They can't compare, their products or their services don't compare to what I have, what I offer, and the benefits of my products and services. So that gives me a comparative advantage. I have a greater percentage. In the market for my product compared to the competitors. My product is doing better in the market, much better in the market. This product right here is doing much better in the market than my competitor. So this is I have that comparative advantage. So compared to my competitors, this product right here, it outdoes my competitors' product. As far as me offering it at a lower price, I offer it at a lower price, and I offer it at a more convenient location, so my customer can find it. So let's get into my last term, which is called cost of goods sold. Let's talk about the cost of goods sold. So when it comes to the cost of goods sold, so I want to demonstrate with this product here. So this is a nice book bag. So when you're looking at products and services, cost of goods sold is whatever it costs to make that product. In other words, what did it cost to make this product right here before I sold it? Or before I sell it, you know. So cost of goods sold, what does it cost? What are the direct costs? What are the direct costs incurred in my business for this product? What are the direct costs? What did it cost me directly, not indirectly, but what did it cost me directly means anything any cost incurred in your business that is the direct cost of manufacturing this product, purchasing this product. So in other words, I purchased this product from another company. That would be part of my cost of goods sold. So that is a cost that I incurred before I sold it or before I sell it. So those are indirect. Those are direct costs. So, but your indirect costs would be like your utilities and your rent. So my direct cost. In other words, and also if you're running a t-shirt business, so this t-shirt right here, if I'm running a t-shirt business, what are my direct costs? What are my direct costs in marketing this t-shirt? What are my direct costs in marketing it, making it, and putting everything together before I even sell it? So I need my t-shirts. In other words, you're gonna need your raw materials, your t-shirts, whatever you need, your thread, your t-shirts, your machine that you need to press your t-shirts. All those are your direct costs related to making your t-shirts in your t-shirt business. So your raw materials, your t-shirts, whatever you need. You know, depending on your business, whatever you need to make those t-shirts. So some businesses may need different things, or they be doing different type of t-shirt manufacturing or t-shirt sales, whatever. They might be doing a different type of t-shirt sales, or they may need some different equipment. But 9 times out of 10, you're gonna need those blank t-shirts. So you're gonna need some blank t-shirts, and you'll be able to put a design on it. You need a machine, you need a t-shirt. So those are all direct costs related to making those t-shirts. So what are the direct costs that I will incur with making these book bags? I would definitely need the material. Yeah, the direct cost in making this book bag. I would definitely need the zippers. I need the zippers, I need the material, because this is polyester. I would need material, and I would need straps. So straps, material, and I would definitely need a zipper. So these are the direct costs related to making these book bags. So then the indirect costs would be my overhead, like my utilities and my rent. But so cost of goods sold is the direct cost that you incur when you're making a product or a service, creating a product or a service. So we call that the cost of goods sold. So let's see what the computer's saying about cost of goods sold. So they're going to definitely say more than what I'm saying. But let's see. So cost of goods sold. I like that term though. I do love that term. So cost of goods sold. Hold up. So let's start. Let's see. Let's go up. So cost of goods sold is an acronym you might see in your business balance sheet. You might see this on your business balance sheet or other financial statements. The metric is important. It ensures profitability and helps you accurately report business expenses to the government correctly. However, considering that many small business owners lack enough knowledge about accounting and finance, I took two accounting courses. I took accounting, basics in accounting, and managerial accounting. For managerial accounting, it deals with the information coming into the organization through managers, from managers' perspective. And we have financial accounting that deals with the outside decision makers. So managerial accounting is the inside decision makers, like your managers. So that is managerial accounting. So financial accounting is like your auditors, your banks, your credit unions. Those are your outside decision makers. What is the cost of goods sold? Cost of goods sold is the direct cost, like I said, producing products that your business sells. So the direct cost, whatever cost you incurred directly to make the product, manufacture the product, before you even put it on the market. So that is the cost of goods sold. it says cost of goods sold is different from the operating expenses, right? Your operating expenses would be your rent, your utilities, your marketing. For marketing, you have to pay for marketing too, but thank God we have social media. This is the social media age, so a lot of the marketing we don't have to really pay for because we have Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Those are all free social media platforms. So cost of goods sold, so that's different from your operating expenses. So in other words, I read previously that no matter how many bags I sell, that doesn't have nothing to do with my rent and my utilities. So that's a separate expense. So cost of goods sold would be when you're doing your taxes or you're doing your financial statements, so they're going to be separate. Operating expenses and your cost of goods sold expenses. So retailers use different methods to calculate inventory costs, right? Including FIFO, first in, first out, FIFO, last in, first out, and weighted average cost. These impact profitability and tax liability. So the formula for the cost of goods sold is your beginning inventory. So my beginning inventory plus my purchases. So that's my purchases, and minus my ending inventory. So you can always read more up on cost of goods sold, read on what goes on to the balance sheet. Balance sheet is the assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity. So that is the initial accounting equation. So your balance sheet, so your assets must always be equal to your liabilities plus your owner's equity. So your owner's equity is your stake in the business. Your liabilities are your bills that you pay, people you owe. Your liabilities, debtors that you owe, debts that you owe. And then we have the income statement, revenues minus expenses. So your revenues are whatever you make in your sales, minus your expenses that you had to pay. You had to pay your utilities, you had to pay your rent. So you take your revenues minus your expenses, that's going to equal your net income. So I might go over balance sheet and income statement maybe in one of our videos. Just do some examples. So what is included in the cost of goods sold calculation? All parts used to build or assemble the products, raw materials needed for products. So in other words, like I said, you have a t-shirt business, all the parts that you need, and in other words, what if you have a car dealership or you have a car repair shop? What are the parts that you need to put that car together, fix that car? So that would be the parts. That would be, in other words, for automobile, maybe a repair shop or something, car repair shop. But if you have a t-shirt business, 9 times out of 10 you need your raw materials. Like I said, you need the t-shirts. You might need a machine, that press-on machine. I don't know what you call that machine, but you need the t-shirts, you need a machine. You might need, I don't know if you need any like thread or nothing like that. I know when I was doing my, I had my business for selling wigs. I did need thread and mannequins, so that would be all my raw materials, all my materials. Everything that I needed to make those wigs. I needed mannequins, I needed thread, I needed a sewing machine, because machinery is included too. I need hair, I need the bundles, I need the virgin hair, the 100% virgin human hair. I needed all of those, all my ingredients I needed to make my my wigs and stuff before I even sold them. So those would be considered my cost of goods sold. That's all. Then I was also making handwork products. So all the different oils that I needed, those would be considered my cost of goods sold. They would be considered in my cost of goods sold calculation. So I need my oils. I need whatever I needed, my base, whatever I needed, you know, different oils, black castor oil, olive oil, and the containers that I needed, you know, those were all considered in my cost of goods sold calculation. So let's see. Cost of goods sold is essentially the wholesale price of each item, which includes the direct labor cost incurred to produce each product. All parts used to build or ensemble all parts used to build or assemble the product, raw materials needed for the product, items purchased for resale. So in other words, when I purchase the things I purchase here, these are things I purchased for resale, so these will be considered in my cost of goods sold calculation. And whatever, all my products that I purchased, will be considered in my cost of goods sold. So items purchased for resale, like I said, even my Domino's, all my items for resale, parts or machines required. So parts or machines required to create the product. So like I said, you may be in a t-shirt business, you need a machine to press on the stickers. So that would be considered your machine. You incur the cost for the machine, which is your part of your cost of goods sold. Supplies required in the production of the product. The people who put the products together and ship the parts. Shipping parts and equipment to the warehouse to create the product, including containers, freight, and fuel surcharges. So then we also have, so we don't want to confuse the operating expenses, we don't want to confuse the operating expenses with the cost of goods sold. See, cost of goods sold versus operating expenses. So we have the operating expenses and cost of goods sold are two different types of business expenses. Two different types of business expenses that incur your daily business operations. They are both subtracted from your business's total sales figures, yet they're recorded as separate line items on your income statement. Operating costs, right, separate line items on your income statement. Operating costs refer to expenditures not directly related to the production of your products. These include, so the operating costs. So in other words, like I said, my home office or your warehouse. So your warehouse, what cost did you incur or do you incur if you at a home office or at a warehouse, but it's not directly related to making the product, manufacturing the product. So we're talking about your rent, we're talking about office supplies, legal costs, sales and marketing, payroll, utilities, insurance. So in other words, those are costs that are indirectly related to making a product. So direct costs are, like I said, raw materials. In other words, you got a t-shirt business, you got your t-shirts, you got the machine, you got the people that making it, the people that have to push on the machine. You have the stickers, you're pressing those on, your t-shirts, your thread, your whatever you need in your t-shirt business, depending on your business. So I'm just giving some examples. But so operating costs, because you're gonna have overhead. You running a business out your house, your office space in your house, or you have a warehouse. You got overhead. You have expenses indirectly related to. They don't have nothing to do with the expenses that it costs you, or the cost it costs you. Not the cost it costs you, but the money that you spent to make the product. The raw material you purchase, the t-shirts, you have a t-shirt business. What if you have a beauty business, what do you need to run that business? What do you need to run it would be your indirect costs, your rent, your utilities. But to market and sell the actual products, what are your direct costs? What are your direct costs for those products that you had to make? Or even if you had to buy your products from other companies, that's still a part of your cost of goods sold. So that's still part of your cost of goods sold. It says, for example, a fashion boutique must pay rent. Right, you must pay rent. It don't have nothing to do with the outfits that the models are wearing. You still got to pay rent, utilities, you got a marketing cost. No matter how many items you sell in a month, you still have to pay your rent and your utilities, which are your indirect costs. So it says when a boutique sells a shirt, the cost of goods sold forward accounts for the sewing, the thread, the hanger, the tags, the packaging. So those are part of your cost of goods sold calculation. So anything directly related to making the product before you sell it, then that is considered part of your cost of goods sold calculation. So I'm not going to hold this video too long, so you can do a little more research if you want on the cost of goods sold. Check out examples of a balance sheet, assets equals liabilities plus owner's equity, and then we have the income statement, revenue minus expenses, equals your net income in your business. So a lot of times when we're running these businesses, we might not be really, I guess, fully familiar with a lot of these accounting terms, techniques or terms. But that's what they had these tax professionals out there for. So, they're out there. If you need to do your taxes, you need to calculate your cost of goods sold. You need to calculate your operating expenses. You need to calculate your net income, Then you can also, you can hire an accountant to do your accounting in your business, or, when you're going to do your taxes, get you a donation hour block, get you a tax professional. So I know a couple of tax professionals, but that, I think I'll leave it right there, and so I'll see you on my next video. So like I said, cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold, So cost of goods sold. What did it cost me to make this product before I sold it? Cost of goods sold. I had to pay for the material. I had to pay for the straps, chains, everything. Cost of goods sold. So how much did it cost me to make this product before I sold it, before I sell it? How much it cost me to make it? So the cost of goods sold calculations are not the indirect cost, but are the direct costs. They are the direct costs incurred to make the product. So the material, your raw materials, your zippers, your straps, whatever you need to make your product. But the indirect cost would be your utilities and your rent, maybe paying your employees, unless you do it yourself, so those are the indirect costs. But your direct costs, the direct costs are the costs that you incurred to make the product before you sold it or before you sell it. So I'll see you all in my next video. So you all have a good one. So like I said, cost of goods sold. How much did it cost me to make this book bag before I sold it, before I will sell it, or the other ones I sold? Cost of goods sold. Cost of the material, cost of the zippers, all the direct costs related to making the product before I sell it. So I'll see you all on my next video. So check out, do a little more research if you want to. Cost of goods sold, balance sheet, income statement. We also have another statement called a statement of cash flows, where you're calculating or you're keeping a track of in your business money coming in, money flowing in, and money flowing out. So that's a statement of cash flow. So I'll see you all on the next video. So you all have a good one.